Hello, good afternoon, students, and welcome to our lesson for today. This is our last lesson for the first quarter, so I hope you are excited by that fact. Now, we're already ending our first quarter, okay? So, our last topic for this quarter is using appropriate reading styles, or in short, reading strategies. Now, there are different strategies that we have to use when we read. Like, for example, uh, you cannot read a phone book, or let's say for example a kind of contacts list ninyo sa cellphone. You cannot use that same reading technique when you're reading for an article for a let's say for example na nagpa-research ninyo na teacher. If a teacher asks you to research about, let's say for example, the law of supply and demand, you can't use the same strategy that you are using in scanning your phone book with the assignment that you have. So there are different strategies that we have to utilize when we read, okay? And we have four strategies that we will be using today, and these are just short. This is just a short lesson just to introduce you to the reading styles, or the reading techniques that you will be using for your schooling, or for academics, or even for your entire life, because this skill is very useful for you. Like for example, as what I've said, for when you go to your senior high or when you go to college, you will be asked, to read kind of articles, or you read, let's say for example, researches, or articles from the internet, and you don't use the same technique that you're using when scanning the phone book. No, when you find, let's say for example, you're finding your mother, the number of your mother in your contacts list, diba? You just browse through your phone, and then you find your mother. You find the name of your mother. You can't use the same technique in looking for an article, in reading an article, diba? So that is why it's very important for you to learn this topic today, using appropriate reading style. So I hope you will go with me as we go through our lesson today. So again, we have our four reading styles, or our four reading techniques. We have scanning, we have skimming, we have the intensive reading, and we have the extensive reading. So let's go through this for one by one. Okay, so the first one is what we call the scanning. And scanning, according to our slide here, is involves locating specific facts or information without requiring the reader to go through an entire article. That means you're just looking for specific facts or information. So you're only looking for something. You're not trying to understand everything in what you're reading. You're just going through one specific idea, one specific fact or information. Let's say for example, the example that I told you a while ago. When you look for your mother's number in your phone book, you don't read everything, diba? You don't read from A to Z. You just go to letter M. You just browse it, then you go to letter M, and then call or text your mother. If yun na ang case, diba? So that's scanning. That's what we call scanning, because you're only looking for a specific piece of information. You're not reading from A to Z. No, you're not reading the entire thing. No, you're only looking for your mom's phone number. So that's one way of reading. We just scan the information. We don't have to go through the entire article. Let's say for example, you are looking for You are looking for an article. No, you're looking for a kind of recipe, and you want to know how much cup of cream are you going to put in a carbonara. Then ang iyang serving, the carbonara is good for 4 to 5 persons. How many cups of cream or boxes of cream? Kay box man na, diba? We have the box of cream like kanang Nestle. Now, how many boxes of cream are we going to put in our carbonara if our carbonara is intended to 4 or 5 people? So when you do that one, diba, you don't read the entire recipe. No, you only go to the ingredients. You're going to find one specific idea or one specific information, and that is how many cups or how many boxes of cream are you going to put in the carbonara. So that is what we call scanning. You're only looking for a specific information. You don't have to read everything. Another example here, in a dictionary, you're looking for the word zygote. Oh, it's up to you. You have to know unsa ng zygote. Are you going to read through the entire dictionary just to find the word zygote? Diba? You do not. That's just plain silly. That's katawanan. So what are you going to do is you're going to go to letter Z of the dictionary and then you find Z-Y-G-O-T until you go to the word zygote. Diba? So that is how we scan. We only look for one specific information. Now, the next technique that we will be talking about is skimming. Now, skimming is a reading method in which a reader rapidly moves his or her eyes, over a text with the purpose of getting only the main idea of the article. Now, scanning was talking about finding a specific information. In skimming, you are looking for the main idea of the article. So you have to read through the article, but you just move your eyes rapidly. Basahon na ninyo og paspas ang article so that you will know what the article is about or what the paragraph is about. It is done by running your eyes over the text, noting the most important information. You don't have to read it and understand it word for word. No. You just skim it like, as in, paspas agad kayo siya. So, then, paspas agad kayo inyong pagbasa. It's very fast. It's very fast reading because you're only looking for, you only want to know what's the gist or what's the main idea of the article that you are reading. Okay? So, let's say for example, you're going to read a kanang kuan, you're kanang mga kuan. 'Di ba? You have your activities in English and then pangutanon mo what is the main idea of the paragraph or what is the main idea of the story. Oh, so that one employs the skill of skimming. Okay? Remember that one. It employs the skill of skimming. Okay? And also reading a text. Reading a text to get the general information. So, let's say for example, namoy madawat na text. If you receive a message, let's say for example, a messenger kanang chat, you don't read word for word. You just skim through the message being sent. That, oh, okay, so there's an announcement. That's it. You don't read nga, students, we will have a synchronous class. No, you just read it. You just paspasa ka inyong pagbasa. You go to, okay, mag-synchronous class may ini ka 9 o'clock sa buntag. Okay, that's it. So that's skimming. You don't have to read word for word of the announcement. Okay? So that's easy. First, scanning. Scanning is, you are just looking at the, you're just looking for a specific information. Okay? In skimming, you are looking for the main idea of the article that you are reading. The next kind of reading that we will be talking about is intensive reading. Now, intensive reading is used in shorter texts, mga mubo na mga texts, to get important details and involves close reading for specific information. Now, ang katong skimming, dalion man to nato, di ba? We read it very quickly. We just run through our eyes. Now, intensive reading, we cannot use that. We cannot use that anymore because we have to read the article word by word. So let's say for example, your teacher in AP will give you an assignment on the difference, or let's say for example about a dynasty sa China. Okay, I think that will be your topic. I'm not sure, but I think that will be one of your topics in AP, the dynasties of China. Let's say for example, your teacher gives you an assignment nga research about the dynasty kadang kuan. Let's say for example the Ming dynasty. So you're going to search for the Ming dynasty. You don't like quickly read everything. No, you don't know the topic, diba? You don't know the topic, so you have to learn it. That's why you need this intensive reading because you are going to get the important details of the dynasty or the important details of what you are reading. And it involves close reading. Basahon ninyo yun ang article word by word so that you will know the specifics of the thing that you are reading. So let's say for example katong dynasty, if your teacher asks you to search for the Ming Dynasty, so when you read an article in sa inyo ma-search sa Google, so you read it word by word, okay? So shorter text to get important details so that you will know unsa di ay about ang inyong gibasa, okay? So after the intensive reading, the next one is the extensive reading. And the extensive reading is used to gather general knowledge. And it is generally used for reading longer texts for entertainment purposes. Okay? Now, akatong intensive purpose, the intensive reading is for kanang academic purposes. Let's say for example, when you there's an assignment and then you're going to search for kanang the topic. Now, in the extensive reading, this is for entertainment purposes. Let's say, for example, you're watching your favorite manga. Let me ask you, babe, what is your favorite manga? O, diba? But when you read your favorite manga, I think my favorite manga is Koan. I think I have read a little of Attack of the Titans, but I have finished Nisekoi. Okay? I have finished Nisekoi, and that's the only manga that I read. Okay, so I read the manga word by word, but it's for entertainment purpose. So longer text siya, taas siya nga text, but it's for entertainment purpose. I like it. I think that's 82 chapters of kanang kuan of manga ang kanang Nisekoi. So I enjoyed reading Nisekoi. Let's say for example a novel. You're reading a novel, so it's an extensive reading because you're using that one for for entertainment purposes. Malingaw mo, okay? So it's used to gather general knowledge, and it's generally used for reading longer texts for entertainment purposes. So I hope you have understood our lesson today. So we have the 4 reading techniques. First we have the scanning. Scanning is only looking for a specific information. Skimming is getting the main idea of the article or the paragraph. The intensive reading is for shorter text, mga mubo na mga text. Let's say for example, kanang an article in the internet, and is used and we use close reading. So basahon gyud nato siya word by word. Now, extensive reading it's still word by word, but we use it to gather general knowledge, like not non-academic knowledge, and we use it for entertainment purposes. So I hope you got that clearly. Okay, so make sure you answer the exit ticket, and make sure you join our class tomorrow. That's Tuesday. We will have a synchronous class, and then after the synchronous class, you will be answering an exercise that I will give you. So I hope you have your books already, the hard copy of the books. That will really help you. But if wala, M-Courser or M-Libro will do. Okay? So thank you everyone for coming to our class. See you the next time. Bye-bye.